All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us once again. Dynasty Mirror, Search for Uhuru. And I have the good brother tonight, Genesis, and we're gonna rise up tonight. We rising up tonight. Kyle, you got something playing in the background.
Oh yeah, that was your show. Hold up.
Okay, it's mute now. We're good. We're good. So tonight's topic is AfriPEANS posing as Pan-Africanists. Now, earlier today, I did a video on what is an AfriPEAN. AfriPEAN is an African who is fundamentally westernized or Europeanized or African version of a Negro peon, but they know they tried. So they try to justify being a whole AfriPEAN, meaning a European and black face.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because they know they tried.
Yep.
So Kala, I'm gonna let you go and take it from here. It's been a minute. It's been a month.
It's been a month, man. It's been a month, man.
It's been a month since we
since we broke bread on the air.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a topic I'm all too familiar with. Of doing battle with these people for years now on the internet and stuff like that. What you have is in Africa, for the most part, is most people who are educated not in the indigenous language or even in the indigenous culture. Most people who are educated in Africa are educated in the French system, the Belgium system, the British system, whatever. So they have a same worldview as the European does. This is why people say, well, geez, a lot of times African brothers have this condescension. Why? Because if you take somebody who he has the same outlook. If anybody who's from England, who was an Anglophone, they have this natural superiority to people. And it translates from the white people to the black people. You know what I'm saying? You go to any part of the world that's been colonized by the British, they think this is part. We go to Portugal, they got Portuguese Macau and Hong Kong. Guess which Chinese think they're slightly superior? You know what I'm saying? The Hong Kong,
Right.
because they are part of the British. Same thing with Africa. If you're a part of the British, like Samora Macau, the great Mozambican revolution. There's another thing I want to talk about too, in a segue later. Why is it that we know nothing about Bantu Africa? I was studying more on the Shona kingdoms of Zimbabwe and how they liberated slave forts on the coast, how they set men down to liberate. And that's where Samora Michael and all these other people who threw the Portuguese out come from. But the thing is, Samora Michael said, well, we Africans, we go to be fellow Africans and we talk about Pan-Africanism, but we basically judge each other based on who was our colonizer. He goes, we Mozambicans have the unfortunate mishaps of being colonized by the most backward country in Europe, Portugal. He goes, the French African thinks he's a little bit better, and the British African thinks he's superior to everybody else. What Black America is a little different. There's a little difference with Black America, right? What happens with Black America is
Colin, I made the point. It's funny you said that as you brought up how the English-speaking countries feel like they're superior to everybody. The epicenter of AfriPEANism is coming from in Nigeria.
Yeah, but that's where the British. You know what I'm saying? That's where the British stronghold. Any Ghana and Nigeria and Kenya. Any English-speaking country.
But Nigeria,
Kenya is not that bad because of
no. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, Nigeria and Ghana. I mean, Nigeria and Kenya are the epicenters of AfriPEANism. Ghana,
right.
Bad for some. It's not that bad, but go ahead.
Right. I would have to experience that for myself when I go there. All I know is I go by some of the Ghanaians I meet. Even though they're more Pan-Africanists, they still have this sort of we can make you over. They have this we can make you over. You know what I'm saying? That soul food y'all eat, we're gonna switch that out for what we're gonna do. We're gonna make y'all over. You black people in America are a complete mess and everything. We're gonna make you over. And why? Because we know our tribe and you don't. Don't matter that we have white Jesus up there and you guys have brought us Pan-Africanism. You guys have talked about black Jesus a long time ago. But it doesn't matter. We're not, because we're in Africa, we know our tribe. You don't know Jack and whatnot. You stuff like that. So we're gonna make you over, because we know our tribe, And all the time they're thinking the same way European things. And when they come on these shores in America, so you gotta say something. You ever heard the expression, why, if everybody else is having fun, why shouldn't I join in on the fun? You know, Black people in America, we play an important role, right? And I know I'm going to hurt a lot of people's feelings right now. But you Captain American Negroes, right? I hope ABL is listening to this. You Captain American Negroes, all you people that love America. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to, look, I'm going to talk about something. Black conservatives, hey, you feel like you can make it a go with America, you love Trump, go right ahead, go for it. I'm not going to hold anybody back or anything. But you have to understand one thing. Your primary goal in America is to make everyone else who steps off that boat feel better about their particular predicament. Everybody that steps off that boat knows that the descendants of slaves will never, ever be accepted fully into American society. That's why.
Repeat that again. Repeat that again.
The descendants of slaves, and it's very in the very fabric of America, our humanity is not respected. That's why you have a situation where Black people are killed by police in the most trivial things, and white people are taken alive. They can shoot up a school, they can shoot up a church, they can shoot up something, and they can be taken alive. Remember a couple of years ago when that Arab guy went crazy and he tried to use a pressure cooker to blow up somebody in New Jersey, New York?
Yeah.
And he shot at the police. Yeah. They took him alive.
Exactly.
That guy who killed the two sheriff's deputies in Georgia, remember he was stopping the black guys on a motorcycle? He said, well, sir, you're under arrest. The camera. They took him alive. A brother just got killed outside of a club doing the right thing. Right. That's why I gave up club security. I'm glad I'm in the last 10 years, I'm in the insurance profession. I used to do club armed security. I'll never do it. It ain't worth it. I had a funny feeling, even before these police shootings are happening right there. When police roll up on the scene, you just another nigga. Right. And I really do believe, even if you are a Black police officer, your life is in danger. Do you know more Black police officers are killed by other police officers than any other thing?
I read about that.
Your basic humanity is not respected. So everybody who comes off that boat feels they got one up on you.
Repeat that again. Your basic humanity is not respected.
Your basic humanity, your Africanist is not respected. You know what I'm saying? Your hair, your skin color. That's why we take it as when Black people try to deny their Blackness. What you are, you can sing Hotep all you want. You can know all the dashikas and everything. But if your phenotype, your hair, your kinky hair, your nose, everything, if your Black skin, if that's not saying African, I don't accept you. I'm sorry, I just don't. Because that's what decides whether you're going to be treated as an African American slave descendant, right? Because some Black people don't get treated like that. People who are real light skinned, who pass the white and straighten their hair. Like, go ahead, go fit in the white society. Okay, I get that. But all of us people who are proud of our race, who are proud of our heritage, and say, yes, okay, this is what we're going to build ourselves around, our identity, what we are when we look in the damn mirror. You know what I'm saying? We don't know our particular tribe, but we are homogenized of many different African tribes. Why can't we build around that? We may be from the Congo, we may be from Angola, maybe from Senegal, maybe from Gambia. Why do we have to take one people when our culture has evolved to the point where we are right now? We're the most dynamic culture in the world, but we don't have a way how to be proud of that. Someone's always telling us, no, there's something wrong with us. And we're the most pro-Black out of all the African groups. We look at what's going on in the continent and we're like, are y'all crazy? I have Africans. I was in this Namibian site the other day, and this white Namibian girl said, I'm an African. And then someone said, no, you're not. You're a European. I said, no, I'm African. And then you have these people, Black as the ace of space. Well, if you could call yourself African, I accept you, my sister. I'm saying to myself, and these are the same Negroes who will tell you, because you were born in America, that you ain't really African.
You ain't African, right? You don't know your tribe.
You don't know your tribe. You're not indigenous. You're not a son of the soil. All this kind of stupid shit that they keep saying. You're not a son of the soil. All this kind of nonsense that they heap on us and everything like that to make us feel like we're not worthy or we're not African enough. But when a white person or a Chinese person comes to Africa, oh, it's all good. You can just come here and just be African because the bottom line is all about your tribe. But then people don't understand something. Tribe and ethnicity and culture is not stagnant; it's dynamic. It always changes and evolves for certain circumstances.
Right.
Why hasn't Nigeria culture evolved into one culture right now? You know, you have cities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why do we still have Igbo and Yoruba and all these other people, these groups right here? When how you get rid of tribalism is through urbanization. You know, urbanization, cultural fusion, cultural mingling and commingling, sharing commons, and literacy. That's what usually gets rid of tribalism. Education, literacy, marriage, bonds, religion, all those things will get rid of tribalism. But if you got people still who are speaking English language, the same English language, under the same thing, but yet they want to hold on to their particular tribalism, not because they want to distinguish themselves from the people that's really oppressing them, the Europeans, but to always try to get one up or distinguish themselves from another fellow black person. You know, in other words, tribalism is not for, okay, it would be legitimate if you say I'm an Igbo or I'm a Zulu, I'm gonna kick all white people out of my land and whatnot. We're gonna make a Zulu. No. You're comfortable having whites, Indians, and everything else in Zulu land and everything. You're comfortable defending the Afrikaners and everything. But the other Africans that are coming to South Africa, you suddenly got a problem with. But you know your tribe, so we can't say nothing.
Oh, hold on real quick, Carlos. So Jamie Tinley says because African tribes stretch back thousands of years with their own traditions, etc., you're not going to get rid of them overnight. But they're not practicing the shit. That's the issue.
And they're not practicing their church traditions. You know what I'm saying? They're not. That's another lie. That's like you tell me the people, all those guys. Let me give you that. You see the problem in Australia got right now, right? With the Somalis, right?
Right.
The Somalis have completely adopted the rap, the hip hop thing, right? They're doing gang banging and stuff like that in not Somalis, Sudanese.
South Sudan.
South Sudanese.
Yeah, South
Are
Sudan.
you telling me that's thousands of years of history right there? See, it's all for we're not allowed to say this because we have this thing where we have to always cover for Africa. You know what I'm saying? We always got to cover for Africa and this, that, and the other thing. But Africans aren't practicing their so-called tribal stuff like that. They just as modern. They listen to the same music we listen to. They watch the same movies, the same influences. They got the same social media and everything like that. So don't give me this crap. Even in the most remote part of Africa.
The thing is, when I take them, when I travel to where they're actually practicing it, I always get a AfriPEAN. Oh, Diners, why you showing that stuff, man?
I saw it.
Doing that stuff, man.
Oh, yo, they call you Voodoo Man. You call you Voodoo Man. They say, well, look, okay, Voodoo Man. Nobody practices that stuff and everything like that. Dinosaur, all that. They'll just. I saw the comments that were coming at you left and right, man. So they're calling you all kinds of names or whatnot. So why are you trying to talk about stuff like that? Why have you showed any modern? Why are you gonna show cities that are controlled by Lebanese? And that's another thing, you know, on the sort of modern Africa and whatnot. Okay, you know, just nice the buildings and everything like that. Okay, we see the nice buildings, but let's be honest with ourselves. Most of modern Africa, the second modern urban centers, are controlled by Westerners or foreigners. You know, Africans are still moving into the cities where the foreigners settled. You know, foreign settlements. Most African cities outside of Liberia and Ethiopia were foreign settlements. You know, Lagos is a foreign, pretty much a beachhead. You know, Brazzaville, you know, Kinshasa. You can rename a city all you want, Harare. You can rename a city all you want, Joburg. And Cape Town's outright are still a foreign settlement. You know, you can say all you want. You can change the name all you want, but the bottom line is you are not going to change the fact that you know the modern world in Africa is pretty much non-black or multiracial. It's just what it is. There's no real African or African state really permeating throughout Africa or politically. You know, we want that, but it's not really happening in every part of Africa. You were telling the story today about that's disheartening. The Arabs abusing the African workers, you know, and Adonis, you're on mute. You're on mute.
My bad. Okay, my bad. In Qatar, in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah, no, but you saying Dar es Salaam too?
Oh, the Indians. No,
yeah, Indians.
Yeah, in Zanzibar they were.
Well, I know about Qatar. Yeah.
Well, same difference. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm like this. So, in other words, basically, up until 19, the slave trade, chattel slave. There's films of the chattel slave trade, slave markets being like you would see in the Roots movie. There were chattel slavery markets in 1964 in the coast of Zanzibar, all this stuff like it, where Arab men were fondling the breasts and the bodies of African women in the modern times. That film was 1964. And some people believe that this slave trade, and that was out in the open. They said that some form of slavery and chattel slavery still exists on the Indian Ocean. But it's not reported. People still kidnapped and sold into slave markets and stuff like that. But the only difference is now it's illegal. Before it was out in the open. An Arab could just have his way with African women and stuff like that. But my point is this. The point is this. I say, look, I want to unite with my African brothers, and we want to, build this thing with Africa. But every time I put a post up and I bait people, and I said like this, I said, you African Americans who complain about police brutality, you're not really prepared to do what it's going to take to stop police brutality in America. And that post went like 200 something deep in like one day. And then I said, what's the solution? I said the solution ultimately is Black people in America need a nation of their own and to build Africa. Right away, you got these Africans living in America for 20 years now, married up with white people and everything, coming at me talking about, you ain't taking the land. So you say nothing about the Lebanese. Why don't you get that mad when we say, when we talk about going to Africa, building in Africa, buying land, building infrastructure, we're colonizers now. But you say nothing about the Chinese who are actually doing this, who have got 13 police stations in the state of country of South Africa right now. Pretty soon they're going to be governing themselves with their own militia and everything, enforcing and making their own laws.
Right.
So basically, we resorted back to 18th century rules where foreign entities would live in foreign countries with their own laws.
Like I said, Kyla, it's just the black American, we get the don't be militant disclaimer, but the Indians, Chinese, Lebanese, they don't get that disclaimer.
Oh no, of course not. Because you got to understand something. How the world, the African thinks. He's convinced that the white race or the light skinned races are superior, and he believes tribalism is right away. When you start talking about building Africa, the people that's going to come at you first is the freaking African. Oh, you can't do that. He's sitting in America, our country, sitting up in here, laying up on something in comfort, everything, commenting on our politics in America. Get rid of Trump, get rid of Trump, get rid of Trump, vote, 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 vote. I'm a Democrat. I hope the Democrats appease Trump. All in American business and in politics and everything. But we comment on Africa. This is what we need to do with Africa. They catch feelings. Like they was getting on Phil from the Advice Show. How dare you talk about our president? That freaking president I do, right? And this is another thing.
Well, in Ghana?
Ghana, yeah.
He's a clown. He's an African.
Yeah, he's a freaking clown.
He went full.
He's an African, but the thing is, because he has an African name, I do, and all stuff like that, and he has an accent, that's enough to fool most Negroes from America. Right. They don't have no idea what these people are, who these people are. Nobody gets the power in Africa or America unless they've been groomed for a couple of decades. Let me say that again. Nobody comes to power unless you've been checked out for decades. You know what I'm saying? It's almost impossible. With the exception of people like Charles Taylor or whatever like that came to power through military circumstances and everything. Most people in Africa are chosen by the international community and certain institutions. Harvard University. It's almost time to take Harvard University, Harvard Business School, and Harvard International Business School and shut that thing down as a partisan place of creating dictators and people like that. It's almost like people see, okay, you came from Harvard. Oh, Harvard is like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. People say, oh, she's Harvard trained. Now, I started digging deeper. Does she have a degree from Harvard? Did she go to Harvard? All they said, they thrusted her on Liberia, said she was Harvard trained. Well, if they're not studying the school, the Kennedy School of Business, right? Which is just a non-credited part of Harvard University, right? Vicente Fox, former Mexican president, got his credentials there, right? Then they thrusted him on the people of Mexico. Bill O'Reilly went there. Barack Obama. Okay? Ellen Johnson Sirleaf got a certificate, whatever like that. and suddenly the name Harvard. When you hear the name Harvard, oh, you must know what you're talking about.
Right.
Harvard School. Oh my God. Okay. And then I start talking to some of these people, right?
It's called Colin, it's called credential masturbation. That's what I call it.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you the thing is what's so bad is African institutions very rarely do African institutions have any accreditation. Almost every university in Nigeria has no accreditation because of cheating and people sleeping. They let that whole institution. So, in other words, in order for you to get any accreditation and anything, a Nigerian has to travel outside. After he gets a degree in Nigeria, he has to spend more years outside Nigeria getting his accreditation from another degree outside the country.
Mm.
Because they have not taken education seriously. What civilization does not take education seriously to the point of if you dare, you know what I'm saying, the integrity of your education system is the foundation of a civilization. But yet they come over here and judge us by what we don't have. But the thing is, we have to pay for our education. Many people are in debt, $100,000, not $200,000. Even the lady that's running for the governor of Stacey Abrams, $200,000 in debt for student loans. Just $200,000 in debt. Nigeria, you African countries, they pay for your education with the hope that you're going to come back and that you got budgeted. In America, nobody pays for your education unless you got a scholarship or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, in Asia and Africa, higher education paid for. Black America education, we're on our own. And the fact that we do have so many college graduates, the fact that we do it is amazing.
Unless you have a 50-inch vertical, I can run a 4 flat and a 40, then you straight.
Oh yeah. Unless you got some, you can jump high in the air and catch a football out of off a Boeing airplane. You can jump that high and whatnot. You know, you can forget it, man. You know. Remember that movie? What's that movie? Higher Learning. Remember that shit was real. Yo, this motherfucker was like, they took the Omar Epps side. Yo, you fuck up, man. We could be out in the street, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Remember they were running that relay, they caused him to lose, whatever like that. Yeah. Ready to beat his ass and whatnot. That's serious. You know, yeah, track scholarship, whatever like that you got. That's your only ticket out. People have no idea what we go through. You know, so as people want to talk about Black, we got so many opportunities. What freaking opportunity? Whatever little opportunity they gave us, all our brothers and sisters from the islands in Africa came and took it from us. You know, came over and had, but we don't say nothing because why? Because they're our people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're our people. It's come on over. Just join our community, be Black, this, that, and the other thing. But the bottom line, we see now that you guys are not playing by the same set of rules.
As you said, Kala, the burden of Pan-Africanism is on the Black American.
Yeah, it's on us, you know. And also, in a way, I'm kind of flattered because they think so highly of us. You know that they hold us to a higher standard. I'm flattered about that. But when are we gonna stop being the moral authority, or just always have to take the moral high ground? You know, we're getting tired. That's what we're getting tired of. Black America's tired of taking the moral high ground, and we see that now with people not voting. There's nothing, there's nothing on the damn plate that Black America has to vote for.
Right.
You mean to tell me, Dinus, that I'm going out there to vote to make sure transgenders get their recognition?
Right.
Everything.
There's feminists,
and DACA.
Yeah,
and all stuff like that. That's what I'm voting for. That's what the Roland Martin. You know what I'm saying? Roland Martin got a plate of pork chops. Gravy. Biscuits. He got biscuits, pork chops, and gravy waiting for him at the end of the day when somebody's paying him.
Yeah. Was he kind of Roland Martin? See what's gonna happen? The year 2050. See, the price of collard greens will go down, and we're gonna have to brown it up America. So I can go get my collard green sandwiches. For 50% off.
Did you see him and Jason Whitlock having a so-called debate? You know,
no, I know what it was.
Yeah, they lasted like 2 hours. They probably said, "Yo, let's kill this man. Let's go hit IHOPs now." You know, they probably said, let's go hit IHOPs. These two guys sitting there and whatnot. I thought they were a debate on white or wheat, you know what I'm saying? White or wheat bread, you know what I'm saying? They're debating politics, you know, man, get the hell out of here with that shit, you know? And so the bottom line is, you know, we have a situation in America where and I predicted that. You listen to a show that I put up there. It was made when Minister Dawood and I did a show, and it was made in February of 2017, right? Obama, I mean, Trump just came into office, and I predicted that the midterms were going to be like this. I said black people are going to be so mad that we're not going to show up at the poll in midterm, and I was right.
Yeah.
Just like I predicted that Trump was going to win 5 months, and I got the radio show to prove it. I predicted. I said, people, oh, Hillary's good. I said, no. I know white America. I know the mood of this country. Trump's going to win. He's going to win by a landslide. I knew it. You know, I knew the mood of this country. You know what I'm saying? So and now this is another segue to our African brothers, right? They're shocked at this thing. I'm like, who are y'all talking to? Y'all think there's this liberal? Those same white liberals that you count on. Remember something, they're still white. They could always be like, you know something? They can't beat them, join them. All they have to do is shut up and go into their nice suburbs and put a Make America Great hat on, and nobody's going to bother them. They can blend into anonymity in the white America. We always knew that the bottom line is this shit has always been about race.
Right.
Nothing else. So you think you're going to change America? You think Donald Trump's the problem? No. It's all about a changing America, and the bottom line is Obama put black people in grave danger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For his own selfish reasons. And these black Democrats and liberals put black people in danger, and black people are starting to see that now.
And you know, Obama, he got him and his wife. They got the book deals now, TV.
Oh yeah, he made what $80 million of his book. She got millions of the book. They're touring the world. They could talk all that crap. But those of us who got to get out here and deal with every day, we got to deal with the white people every day. And that's just what it is. Don't give me that crap about, well, most of us in the professional world, I'm in the business world, you're in the business, everywhere, we have to deal, we got to put on our face, but we got to deal with whites, Asians, everybody else. You know, I'm college Genesis, and this is the other thing, and this is the way I believe, and I carry my beliefs, and I'm not a hypocrite or anything like that, but the bottom line is, I cannot walk around with a friggin' RBD shirt on, talking about blah, 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 because I have to eat, live, and work to pay bills, pay taxes in this world. You know, if I was rich, I had $100 million like Snoop Dogg, I could talk all that crap. You know what I'm saying? You can talk all that crap, but you don't have to deal with these people every friggin' day. You know, I know the average black person got to get out here, they got to work their job, they got to pay their bills, they got to do it. Nobody's talking about it to them. Nobody's giving that black person a break in life. You know what I'm saying? It's only getting harder and harder and harder to be black in America.
Right.
You know, and then they want black people to do the bidding for them. And they want us to do the average black person to take our vote. You know, they think they're gonna have black celebrities out there telling black people what to do and what to vote. Let me tell you something. Black people may like you and everything, but a vote is something seriously. A lot of times, black people didn't show up to the polls before Barry Goldwater. Really, black people didn't show up to the polls because we never really didn't have a stake in the political system in America. Goldwater comes in and he said he was going to counter the Civil Rights Act or whatever like that. Black people came out to vote in '64, and we've been coming out ever since. That was 1964. Before I was born, that was and black people coming out to vote ever since. You know, the last hurrah with Black America to me was 1988. That was 30 years ago. In 30 years, the black agenda, right? All the black agenda, all the stuff that we complain about now, civil rights protection for minorities against police brutality, all stuff like that, that we thought that we could manage and live with in America. Federal oversight of police departments and investigated, working with groups like Southern Poverty Law Center, because we knew the Ku Klux Klan and all these groups were infiltrating law enforcement. All these things, all of the civil rights thing has been so gutted and so immune, and then no one said it. And Barack Obama had a chance 8 years to rebuild that office back up. You know,
right. Let me tell you about these vote taps real quick. Let me get 1 minute. Let me go on these vote taps. So when Barack Obama was in office, right, and people like myself who voted for him towards the end of his first tenure, I started saying to myself, and I was vocal about it. What is Barack doing specifically for black people? Black people, we need to put pressure on Barack to do something for us. You want to know what these voteps told me?
What's that?
Barack's not the president of black people. He's everybody's president.
Well, he was sure the hell the president of the LGBT.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. After he ran on, remember they asked him about in the first debate with him and McCain. He said he lied and said he believes the marriage between a man and a woman, right? Mm-hmm. Which he lied, right? And then I found out later on. Matter of fact, I found out like 2 years ago that there was a case in the first case of marriage equality happened in guess what state? Guess what state? Where it was shopped to? Guess what state that was first tried in as a thing?
California. Huh? California.
Nope. You would never guess.
Texas.
Nope.
Wyoming.
What?
Wyoming.
Nope. Take a guess. Keep guessing. You got to guess this.
New York.
Nope.
Georgia.
Nope.
Idaho.
Nope. Starts with an H.
Hawaii.
Yes. Guess what friggin' young expiring lawyer came from Hawaii?
Barack Obama.
Yeah, this was in 1996. Mm-hmm. Right around the time he was writing that book, Dreams of My Father, you know? Mm-hmm. You know, he was writing this book, Dreams of My Father. Now, you tell me that Barack Obama didn't hear that case and he was president of the Harvard Law Review? He's from Hawaii. That was the biggest case in Hawaii at the time. You mean tell me somebody who's or president of Harvard Law Review who's responsible for overseeing laws and bringing laws for the debate in the Harvard Law Review didn't know about that case? And then when he was in Columbia, you can't find any of his transcripts. You know what I'm saying? I bet you any amount of money, if you dig up his transcripts, he probably went full on heavy about the LGBT and gay marriage and everything, but he lied about it when he was running for president.
You gotta, yeah, you know, I videoed it as well, but some of it got cut off. Well, not cut off because my memory card ran out. Your boy John Casher went in on Barack and Michelle.
Oh yeah, John, he cracked me up.
He went up.
John cracked. I gotta call him, man.
John, like, I'm going back to Nigeria next month, so hopefully I'll see.
Yeah, and check this out. He was like, he cracked me up. He goes, Colin, man, let me ask you a question, man. He goes, I keep bumping into people that keep knowing you and whatnot. Some high-level people in Nigeria and whatnot. Some unscrupulous people and say, oh, John, you know, he goes, Colin, let me ask you a question. And just seriously, answer me truthfully. Are you the devil? John fucking Colin, let me ask you. He goes, are you the devil? He goes, how do you know all these people? I don't know. I've been talking to people on Skype for years. I don't know who the heck I'm dealing with, right? He said, all these people know you over here and everything like that in Nigeria. You know, oh yeah, you know the college. Oh yeah. He goes, you know more people than I do. I said, I don't know, man. Just years of talking to people. I don't know who's real, whatever like that. But you know, but it's just hilarious. But the whole thing is, okay. It was a good look. Brock is the good fan, but as we got more political side, I don't really believe that Obama. I remember when he first was running office, social media was just getting popular.
All right.
You know, had Barack Obama had what Trump had with Twitter, he wouldn't have got elected. You know what I'm saying? And so the only thing we got from Barack Obama was through the mainstream media. At the time when Barack Obama was running, nobody was using social media. I remember there was a Ning site. Ning was up, and everybody had a Ning site, but everybody was using it for hip hop and stupid stuff. Nobody talked about politics in Black America. Black politics was completely dead. Nobody. When people say, "Well, what do you think about Tariq Nasheed's college?" I said, "Well, in a way, you know," I said like this. On one hand, I say, "You know, well, you know, your people getting money." Then I said to myself, "Wait a minute." There was a time where I thought Black politics at all could never be monetized. Not enough Black people. And then Tariq and these guys showing you that Black people do have an interest in some politics. May not agree with it. You know, same thing with Phil from the White Show. You know, if somebody is Black politics, what this shows you is that, you know, it's sad, but Black people are more than booty shaking, and all this kind of freaking nonsense that they want to talk with us with. Why do you think they're doubling down? They're reinforcing and backing up these black artists and celebrities. They have no following. There's no you look. Black people spend a lot of time on YouTube, and we spend a lot of time on social media, Facebook, and everything like that, right? And decisions are made, and opinions are starting to be shaped. Like people, like you said, Voltaire. People like, oh well, get out of here. Things are being changed in Black America. Could you imagine something like the Advice Show and Dr. Movie holding something so extraordinary, or even the Advice Show even having such an impact on what's going on in Ghana and Africa and everything like that? Can you imagine the Search for Huru show, the impact you're having on what Africa is doing and stuff like that, the Black African Infrastructure Organization? All these things are happening and everything like that. And people like, they're doing this without mainstream help. All this is happening right now. Look at the BAIL. We can't even control the number of people in the BAILs going to the continent. We say whatever. People wish you a lot of luck. We have no real organized plan. People just get over there and report what they're doing. Whatever. That's all fine. Look at little Bootsy. I don't know if people know this.
Little Bootsy, huh? Little Bootsy.
Bootsy is over there doing gold mining, doing a multi-million-dollar gold mining thing. In Africa, in Zimbabwe. And so the bottom line is this: what this is saying is the American political system can't contain Black America anymore. You know what I'm saying? We're reaching out across the globe. Our global influence, like I said a couple of shows ago, our global influence is growing, and it's going to keep growing. Black men in America are not somebody to be played with. We got stuff to say, and Africans got to get used to that. We're not going to sit back and let you coon, shuckle, and jive and buck dance and everything like that and call it Pan-Africanism. It ain't going to happen like that. We are concerned about our ancestral homeland, and don't call us no sixth region. Oh, y'all are sixth region over there, but don't say nothing. Get the hell out of here. Get prepared for that, because we almost caused a ruckus and a revolution in Ghana when they was trying to build. They still might be on the table to build that military base anyway. We don't know what the backroom deals are. For us talking, yeah, the rapper Lil Bootsy, yeah, he's in Zimbabwe right now doing gold mining. It's not hard to get into gold mining, folks. It's not. It don't take much capital. Anybody wants to know about how to get into gold mining, inbox me and let me know. It doesn't take much capital to go to the mine gold and even refine it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And put it into gold bars of bullion. And sell it to a gold to a bank or hedge fund and everything like that. It's not hard to get into gold mining. Hard work, but it's well worth it. Gold mining is a lucrative business in Africa. You can really do like that. There's all kinds of opportunities in Africa: gold mining, diamond mining. There's people from Black America that I've known for years that are getting rich mining gold, mining diamonds, and everything. So on the continent, that's just one of few things, But the bottom line is this: we're this is what it is. Africa is a frontier. We see people looking to Africa for marriage, dating, and some everything. Diane, you want to talk to us about the sisters over there? What?
Oh man, sisters are beautiful and very feminine, and it's they haven't been jaded.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, and so the bottom line, if you were a heterosexual man, which I know some of you guys are not, you know what I'm saying? You're not. That's what you always complain about. You'd rather sit here and complain about Black women in America, you know what I'm saying? Because you really want a man, to tell you the truth. Where the answer is right there across the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Or you want a white woman. Either gay or you want to swirl.
Right.
Because the bottom line is you got a whole continent out there of just beautiful women. If you learn to like real Black women and whatnot, if you love Black women, you have no problem in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No problem.
And then when you start liking Black women from Africa, now we got a problem with that.
Oh, she don't.
I felt like you was dating a white woman now.
Here we go, Gala. Oh, she don't understand our struggle. She don't understand our struggle.
I know. It's obviously. Oh, look, let me tell you something about the struggle. Let me tell you about the struggle. This is the ultimate revenge for every brother.
All right.
Remember all those nights when you were at the club, right? And you're sitting there with your boys, you know what I'm saying? And all these girls sitting there, they dressed all fine, looked all good. I was a young bro, but so I was in the club myself one day when they look all fine. There's some ways you get lucky, but you always get lucky with a Filipino or Latino chick, whatever. Like, it was almost, and then some black girls, you know what I'm saying? He had a good father. You get lucky. I had some of that too. But for the most part, all those chicks are going home with themselves. You know, they're not thinking about the fact that you got white girls watching that. I just know one thing I never understood. White girls be watching that stuff all the time. They be watching brothers get dissed. They're like, damn man, y'all going home alone and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is hooked up. We're going home. We're gonna be doing our thing and everything. All the black guys are leaving the club by themselves, and the sisters over there doing their own thing, whatever they're too good, whatever like that. Or when Beyonce comes on, lady music band at home, they'll run on the dance floor. Can you pay my bills? But
Yeah.
that's the culture but somehow we just said that the black woman understands our so-called struggle. No, see, other women, they know they got you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what? You just a Latino chick. I got you. I'm gonna let these females know. You know what I'm saying? When you walk in the club one night, you got somebody got your back. Boom, boom, boom. I got you. You got back. We're a couple. We're a team. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Sisters, nah, you on your own. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my bills? But now you're saying, you know something? We're gonna look at other options. I'm looking at some nice looking Nigerian chicks. Look
Mhm.
at some nice Angolan chicks. God damn, oh my God, Ethiopia. Yo, man, God, yeah, okay, we're going over the next year. We're gonna hook up with. You can't do that. You can't do it because they haven't gone to the struggle. I'm like, yo, mom, you guys have said that y'all don't give a fuck. Everything. And notice how all these people, since we've been talking about Pan African dating and stuff like that, all these females have nothing to say anymore. Either
Right.
they're bitter about it, or they think we should just stop all this. Before it was like, see, if you got brothers out there, I'm not gonna quote names, who are all into white chicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Right.
gonna say who, but you know who I'm talking about. They would say, okay, I'm into white girls. I don't care about black women. We love black women. You know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
the black women in America, right? It's not most of. Let's just say most of them. Which the white man did a job on both of us. We're not worthy of them because we're not doing protecting them. We're not, and their femininity is gone. So it could be we're not made for each other. It's not. In other words, basically, if we were in our own situation, our own nation, black male and black females in America would love each other. Things would go back to normal.
Right.
Because we live in America, don't you understand, right? All you friggin', we can do it right here, Negroes. You know what I'm saying? The black male and the black female in America will never be together. There will never be harmony inside of the context of America because everything in America says we do not want to see black males and black females get along. That's how they broke our community up. That's why they make sure when you have these black nationalist movements, you see only males there. You know what I'm saying? So I said, we're not producers, man. We're not producers, man. We are producing for ourselves, and we're not producing to give back to women. You know what I'm saying? How can we produce? In order for us to produce as male inside of America, that means a confrontation with white people, with white males. For example, they're building a new pipeline. I don't know if it was a pipeline, but natural gas is going to extend from West Virginia down through the coast of North Carolina. I know some of the landing on buyers, black people, and everything like that. But we don't even have the balls to say, Donald Trump, you guys got the Keystone Pipeline, which I just took a thing. We want 10% of the subcontract work for black men. Blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck what David Duke ever say. Will go up there and knock him upside the head with a crack a bat over his head. Because that's who did it before. Or every last single Democrat who sold us out for minority set asides and everything like that was scared of the right wing in America. Oh, the right wing is about to rise up because we're giving up contracts to rise up. That's what did it for us. So we got Bill Clinton and Al Gore who said, we're not giving black people nothing. You can come back home, Reagan Democrats. Hold up, let me cut my teeth off.
Okay. Everyone, hey guys, make sure you hit that like button. We have 148 people watching, only 55 likes. Make sure you hit that like button as you enter the chat room. But thank you everyone who's joining us. I guess the the old school TVs, they probably have it with the new TVs too, where you could time it to turn on. I guess college TV had it timed to turn on. So
No, I had to pause. I'm watching something, and I forgot I had to pause. I forgot to turn it off.
okay.
Anyway, the whole thing is this: the alt right in the right wing in this country. I don't think you would probably remember this, Diane. You're probably just a kid at the time. Back in the 80s, 88, there was a real problem of these far right extremist groups in America who were trying to overthrow the government. You know, the Aryan nations and all these other people like that. You had this group called in 1984 called the Order. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Scared the bejesus. They killed a radio talk show host called Alan Berg in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he killed him, gunned him down with Mac 10s. You know what I'm saying?
Golly.
If you ever seen the movie Betrayed, with Tom Berenger and Deborah Winger, that was based loosely on that. You ever seen that?
No, I don't. No.
That movie came out in '87, but it was based on that. But these Aryan nation groups were growing in America. Everybody was terrified, right? Everybody was terrified that these right wing groups were going to rise up. Then you had the Tim McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bombing, and everything like that. Blah 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 blah. Black people sort of backed off our so-called demands. Now this is what happens. We said, look, if you want us to stop rioting and stuff like that, you better give us some concessions. We want education. We want minority set-asides. We want affirmative action. We wasn't really specific about affirmative action because they turned affirmative action. How they got rid of affirmative action was they said, okay, we're going to do diversity.
Right.
That was to tell white people that, oh, don't worry about a flood of black people flooding into your neighborhood. That's all it really took, was to give you education, right? Then you could purchase homes in those nice suburbs that they have and flood them out, and every last single community in California become like Compton.
Right.
You know? They didn't want that. So they created diversity. What that means is this. Yeah, Angolan women are beautiful. Yes. Yeah. Wow. Yes, I know. We know that. So they created diversity. And what that means is this. The Chinese, in the Civil Rights Act, the Chinese were taught in the native Chinese language, and they were given education, college education. Now, what did the Chinese do? Well, then again, you can say what they were discriminating against. No, the Civil Rights Movement was to rectify slavery, right? But yet you have Chinese Americans, Japanese Americans, Indian Americans, Native Americans, black people from the islands, and all these other people, Arabs and everybody else came in and took advantage of all this, and white women. So therefore, the workforce changed for the better. In other words, we had diversity, but you still had a large segment of the black male population who was left out. You know, the black male was supposed to take that opportunity and build Black America over the last generation.
Right.
But instead, we have gangs, drugs, crime, everything like that. Why? Because we said that we were going to compromise because if we push too hard, it will cause a race war. Now we're at the point now where if America does not come around, then so be it. Or the next stage is exodus.
Right.
And this is what we're preparing for now with the BAL, a mass exodus. This is why we're getting harder on our African brothers. Why? Because we need soft landing.
Exactly.
You know, this is why we go to Africa with Dynasty Search for Mir. We want to know where we stand with African countries.
Right.
You know, we want to buy land. We want to build infrastructure. We want to build cities, industrial parks. We want to be recognized. You know what I'm saying? We want to do what you have to do to make it right and make it legal. You know what I'm saying? We're sick of playing games and pussyfooting around. If Africa wants to build with us, that's the way it's going to be. Africa propping up colonial powers and colonial interests and everything like that while giving us lip service about brotherhood and everything. Those things are gone. So bottom line, I tell people all the time, you know, it's not a time for rising up. That's gone. Now this is time for exodus.
We're gonna fight right here. We're gonna put up the fight.
Yeah, and a lot of people talk about they believe in the Bible. The Bible, what did God command the children of Israel? Exodus. Right. Deuteronomy 11. You know, Exodus. Exodus means come out.
Mm-hmm.
If the Exodus says, if you say Exodus, that means it's time for us to go to our land and build a nation of our own. That's Exodus. That's the next phase of Black America. That's the coming home, the building of Africa, and connecting us on a global scale. I'm excited when I see about Rwanda, the technology cities and everything like that. And you said some guy said in your chat room said, "Oh, Rwanda's not real. That's a movie."
Yeah, yeah. He got
I
Rwanda
caught the
confused.
real. I gotta watch the whole show.
He
I
got
just came in
Rwanda.
on that part.
He got Rwanda confused with Wakanda. I'm like, really, bro? Really?
Yeah,
And he had some Hebrew name. His name was like Hebrew Israel or some shit like that. It's like, come on.
yeah. Another
Yeah, another clown. Yeah.
another clown. You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line is, somebody said Jamie Tinsley. Oh, who is Jamie Tinsley? She's real provocative. Is the land ownership a complicated process? Well, no, it won't be. Once we have power, it won't be, because we'll bring our own land laws over there. Make it easy. Once we have control over the land, the rules change. You know what I'm saying? The rules change. We'll bring our own land laws and our own land tenure laws and stuff like that. So will land be complicated? No. Once you have land and we have it and we control it and we have guns and weapons to back it up and everything, that's the next phase. Because the bottom line is this: you see, so are you coming over there with the Senor thing? Well, look at the Chinese. They got 13 military bases. I want to know why is it the United States have built $200 million embassy in Liberia. If you think that's just an embassy, you are crazy. You know what I'm saying? An embassy is only supposed to be as big as somebody's house. You ever see most embassies in most countries? It's just a house with a courtyard and.
Yeah, listen, Kyle, I think I was in. Well, the U.S. embassies everywhere are take up about 3 city blocks, but I want to say I think I was in Kenya. It was either the Japanese or the Chinese embassies was huge.
Wow.
But the U.S. embassies in Africa are man, like they take up
But
like.
the one in Liberia is ridiculous, man. That's more than an embassy. It looks like a Pentagon building.
Well, Kyle, that's how they are. They look like the Pentagon buildings. They're huge.
Why would any country let somebody have that much logistics inside their country?
Because the white man is Thanos.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I forgot who I was dealing with. Yeah,
White man.
yeah. But you think if we have a nation, that'll happen with us? No, no. The embassy will be just a tiny little building and whatnot, and it'll be carefully monitored and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And they may have a consulate, a small council. Usually, a person has an embassy building. Look at the Angolan embassy in Washington D.C. It's just one little building, it's like a church, the size of a church.
Uh-huh.
That's really all you need for an embassy. You know what I'm saying? And then you have consulate building in different regions of the country. You have a consulate building. I would love to have an Angolan consulate building here in Virginia. Because I'd be a consul general, to tell you the truth. And you got the consulate building in Cynthia Nash. She's the head of the Liberian Honorary Council. I don't know if she still is, of the Liberian Council in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to her a couple of years ago. She was the one that helped Liberia get Delta start flights to Liberia a few years ago, back in 2010 with Bob Johnson. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah, that.
I think saying something like that. But Liberians, I was on the phone with my boy tonight, my Liberian brother tonight, and him and I were just airing out stuff like that. But I just told him, I said, look, man, it's been how many years now? 8 years now. And I've been trying to work with Liberians. He said, yeah, I know this and the other thing. I said, look, something drastic got to change. I said, you Liberians are too comfortable inside of America. Y'all are too freaking comfortable in America. I thought that I got the Association of African American Liberia is a powerful group that I have inside the BAIO. We got all kinds of Liberians. We got all kinds. People tell me about connections. We're just not focused. You know what I'm saying? We're not focused. The people who actually make decisions in Africa and Black America are the stupidest people among us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that happens. We always say we're the only race of people that sits back there. How the hell did you get in power?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How the hell did that happen? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I really don't believe that democracy works with Black people. I really don't democracy. I believe what you need is republicanism, a state. The idea of the republic, republic of the people. That means a central technocracy controlled by bureaucracy that works in the interest of the state and the people and harmonizes it too. Let me give you an example. When Japan declared itself a republic in 1869, right? Do you know it wasn't until 1969, that was almost 55 years before they had their first general elections.
Mm.
Now, during that time period, they knew that most people are still super superstitious, ignorant. You had to educate the people. You know what I'm saying? So what are you going to have elections for if people don't know what the hell they're voting for? If you tell people, you know something, we need to build an industrial. Oh, we don't need that. You're not informed about something. Why are you even discussing it? Whereas black people, they know for a fact that the average African is illiterate or don't know what he's talking about, right? So they know they're not going to vote people on issues of plurality or pluralism. They're going to vote based on their tribalism, their tribal background. No matter what they do, they can rely on their tribesmen to get them off. No matter they steal, mislead, whatever, no matter how whatever, they're going to blame tribe. Look at what's going on in Liberia. The president is actually accused of stealing money.
Right.
Money's disappearing, but you know what they talk about? The miracle Liberians, and they didn't set this country up right. They had the country now since 1980. You know, they still talking about Charles Taylor. They're still about talking about the American Liberians.
Yeah, William Tubman.
Tubman, oh my God, see, okay.
Right.
And they get away with it. And then what I did was the last couple of weeks, if you even noticed on Facebook, is I've been basically challenging them. Not only that, Dinus, they want to come now in America and talk about our political system in America. And I'm like, look, we have no obligation to vote or go against Trump for you. You know what I'm saying? We have no obligation. Well, Trump wants to get rid of all of those. I'm like, and then one of my boys inboxed me and said, Carlos, so you think you're safe from Trump's deportation? I go, yeah, I am.
Actually, we are.
That's who we are. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the perks of being a so-called African American. You know what I'm saying? You know, I may not mean many things as I'm an African American. That's one of the perks. You know what I'm saying? As an African American, I can't be deported. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody like Oprah Winfrey, you know what I'm saying, would have a fit. You know?
Right.
Because she's a fellow African American. You know? I mean, we're not completely jokes now. Come on. We're not all complete jokes. You know? Yeah, somebody named Alexis Huff said it's great the BAL is making impact. Yeah, it's growing. Like I said, because we're standing here, we're standing our ground, and the BAIO, Mr. Holipsism, Minister Daoud, all of us, as much as Holip and I, we all fight and argue online and everything. One thing's for sure, you're going to recognize that we are dead serious about having a nation, and we're not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? We know this is the only way and the right way to do. The nationalist movement, the idea that we should have a nation state is no different than the Jews saying that we have the state of Israel.
Right.
It's no different than the Italians who still have affinity for Italy. The Scot-Irish still go back to Scotland and Ireland. You know what I'm saying? And many generations. I know white people who trace their ancestry back to England 40 years. They all got relatives in England, you know, from Manchester, England. Oh, yeah. How is it that it's all right for you to build bridges and say you go live in England and everything? You got a rich relative in England, but as soon as the black man in America says he wants to do anything outside the border of America, everybody gets a fit.
Right.
And you got Africans, the first one jump, you can't do this. You guys gotta come. If you're gonna come to Africa, you gotta lick our ass. No, it don't work like that. First of all, we need our own territory over there, and then we're gonna have relationship with every African society equally, because we as African Americans come from all different African countries. We're not gonna single one country out and everything like that. That's our strength. You're gonna tell me the fact that we were all amalgamated into one group? You had Mandingos, you had Wolofs, you had Peles, you had Igbos, you had people from the Congos. You had all these people coming to North America and everything like that. And we mixed together. We blended our different cultures and languages and everything like that. You get Gullah. And so now we're supposed to forget all that 400 years of people building together to form a new culture, a new race called Black America and whatnot. We're supposed to forget all that? Are you crazy? No, that's our strength. And it seems like everybody got a problem with African American unity. Guys, let's talk about that.
Go ahead.
Why is it that people feel threatened by African American unity?
African American unity?
Yeah.
Because it's seen as a threat. I mean, you have to understand if African Americans were to unite, just the influence we have as it is across this planet, if we were to unite and push something productive, whew, you don't understand the impact it will have on this planet, Kala.
Yeah. Somebody Devon said, "How does one get to gold mining in Ghana?" Talk to Curtis Murphy in the BAL group. Talk to Curtis Murphy. I don't know how mining in Ghana because there's a lot of corruption going on, and Ghana's a real toxic country. If you want to do mining, I would suggest you go to Liberia. That's another thing. Stop getting affectionate with one freaking country. Explore your freaking horizons. I'm talking sick of everybody. You got 54 countries, and everybody keeps talking about Ghana every 2 seconds and whatnot. There's 54 countries. You got Togo next door. You got Benin. Wake up, wake the heck up. You got Senegal. You got Gambia. You got Liberia. You got Sierra Leone. Ghana's not the only freaking country on the freaking map. Please.
Right.
How do I get over to Ghana? I mean, I don't know. After that Bianca situation, I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. But I do know Liberia is really, really good at easy starting a business as far as mining and stuff like that. It may not be all easy, but the bottom line, as far as Black America, if you want to do something like gold mining and something like that in a business, in a craft business, like you got money in your pocket, that's probably the best country to go to if you're African American. If you're trying to invest, because of the culture. The culture is similar to African Americans, and there's a lot of Liberians that live in America and back and forth all the time and stuff like that. Plus, I know thousands and thousands of Liberians on the ground and stuff. So that's the best way. And plus, their gold is richer. Their gold, iron ore deposits are richer than the ones in Ghana. I mean, so every ton of ore you scoop out, you're gonna get a return. You got to scoop the ore out, and then when you have the dresser and the washer, you may get like around 3 ounces of gold. After it's washed and everything like that. But the gold concentrate in Liberian gold is much higher, than it is in Ghana. Yeah, Ghana is much stabler, and everything. I admit that, but why? Tell me why is it? See, here's another thing. Let me tell you another thing. The Chinese and Lebanese have their own militia groups when they come to each other. They have their own paramilitary groups. Where in there, they got their own security units. They concentrate on one area. Let's say the gold mining, whatever like that. Even in Liberia, you got Lebanese and people from Dubai who are mining gold in Nimba County in Liberia, right? They're mining the gold because I know this firsthand because Liberians always crying to me, "Color man, blah blah blah," and I get the news. They're mining the gold. They're refining it there, right? After they mine it, refine it, and mark the gold, they take the gold and put it on planes, on jets, and fly it to Dubai and put it in banks. But they have an operation where they got security cameras, logistics, and everything like that. They got a concession area, and they might have to pay off some government officials and everything. But what are you willing to do? Black people in America, when they go to Africa, they want to do things by themselves. You're not organized. If you want to organize something, get with the BIO. Find out who wants to get with you.
Right.
This just shows me a lot about Black people in America. You know what I'm saying? We talk about unity and everything, but everybody else stick together. When Nigerians come over here, they stick together.
Right.
These Igbos and all Nigerians, they're taking over Houston and cities like that because they stick together.
Houston has the largest Nigerian population.
Yeah, and they're running shit. They're taking over. They're networking. You say, I tell people all the time, I say, good business get into a staffing business. The Mexicans own how they're able to deploy their own people. They own their own staffing companies. It don't take much to start a staffing business. Labor source business. It's all about how you think. It's all about how you think, folks. We got to think about, Ghana's the purest in Africa. No, I'm sorry, Mr. Tribalist. Ghana's gold not the purest in Africa. The gold concentrate in many other countries is much higher than Ghana's gold. As a matter of fact, Ghana's bauxite wasn't that pure. That's why Kwame Nkrumah was disappointed when they wouldn't build a bauxite refinery in Ghana because they said the bauxite concentration wasn't that high. You know, in a thing. You know, Ghana's gold is good, but the bottom line is not that the gold concentrate is not that high. You know, you have to break it down, get all the impurities out and everything like that. But it's all about how much gold per ore that you can scoop out. You know, the more gold concentrate means the less you have to scoop out. You know, and the more gold you can produce per day. African Americans, they aren't perceptive for Africans. Shut the heck up. Who is that? John Kutch. Get out of here. Get him out. Get him out of here. 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 Yeah.
Oh man, let's see what else, guys. Let's hit that like button. Let's hit that like button.
Hit that like button, folks.
Yeah.
Hit that like button, folks, coming in. But yeah. So the whole thing is this. The whole thing is this. We've been talking about for a long time now. The bottom line is this: there's things going on right now that are beyond. And let me tell you something. We at the BAL, we don't take credit for none of this. This idea of Pan-Africanism, the stuff we're saying right now that people are shocked that this is all happening. It seems like a dream. This was already there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The undercurrent for all this was already there. All we did was basically harness it. Just like fire. Fire is already there. The wind, the element, the fire, the wind, the rain. They're always there. There always will be. There always will be. This idea that we should build Africa and build Africa, Pan-Africa, all this stuff has always been there, but we live in a matrix that tells us that this is not real. This is the only thing that's real. You know, don't let anybody fool you. You know what I'm saying? And also, some people are going to say, well, geez, do you tell you? Say, no. If you have a good job in America, that's fine. We want everybody in America to have what you want in the American dream. Once you have good, let me tell you something. You're going to need money to invest. Well, we're gonna need why not basically have an African investment portfolio in our 401k? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a few $100,000 in your 401k so when you get ready to retire, you got like $800,000 in 401k that you could travel with, that you go open a business? Do you understand that you will be in the new wealth class? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do you understand how wealth is thing? Annuities, 401ks, you know? IRAs, all this stuff like that. You can start funding this stuff right now. Hedge funds, there's all kinds of investment tools and everything. And then you look at different African countries that basically got the act together. That's why it's important that we basically understand what's going on in the continent. We don't want no chicanery. We look at the nonsense going. The reason why we failed and everything, why? Because African Americans are going to start investing heavily in Africa.
Right.
If African countries start floating their stocks and bonds, if African countries say, look, I'm going to float a municipal bond, right? They got to be ready to back it up. If we see that you don't got your infrastructure together, you don't have a labor force ready, you don't have technology, blah, 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 but yet you want to float a municipal bond, and how are you going to pay that municipal bond back? You know, so therefore we're looking at everything. You know, I'm not going to advise nobody to invest anything unless I see everything on the dotted line. And it's up to African countries to be transparent. Why? Because we are going to be in the future going to be major investors in Africa. Our pension funds that we sit on, where we work in different city governments, everything like that. We're going to go to cities and say, look, well, where are you investing our pension funds? Who are you giving pension loans to? Do you know pension loans is how Las Vegas was built? How Atlantic City was built? How Donald Trump got Trump Tower and all that in pension fund loans through real estate and stuff like that? Do you understand what municipal bonds are, treasury bonds are, and all this stuff like that? As we start doing more of these things and everything, as our so-called people who call themselves educated and everything, if they were really about it, they would basically be talking about, oh, geez, man, you got these countries in Africa, you know what I'm saying, that are looking for capital, infused capital. We could do something. But we don't really have it. And then it takes a rapper like Bootsy to say, you know something, I want to take a chance on going to Africa Invest, you know? Showing these fools up, these so-called fools up who keep talking about how much money they got and all kind of nonsense and everything. You know, where's our banking class? Our black African American banks fail. Why? Because they're trying to build something that's never going to be. You're never going to have that Black America that you think you're going to have. You know, that's how Black mortgage companies, all that failed because you're not going to do it. Black communities are being regentrified. It is what it is.
True.
We're not building families and having families like we used to have back in the days. You know, so let's look at Africa as a place to invest our money. Forget trying to invest in so-called Black businesses in America, which they're gonna fail anyway. I was just reading this article. It was like, did you see that thing where this guy? It was like, I think it was a gay guy, or whatever. And I forgot what city it was. They broke into his business.
Okay.
But they busted out his window. He says he walking through it. He was like, "Yeah, this is what happened. I tried to invest in the community. He had a boutique, whatever." He said, they busted out my stuff, took all my shit, this, that, the other thing, robbed them right now, you know?
It was a clothing boutique?
Yeah.
Sounds like Atlanta.
Yeah, well, I think it was Atlanta, you know?
Probably. Yeah, that's
you know, but you know, and I felt bad for him. I felt bad. I can't care if he cared now, but I felt bad when he's like, I try to do this for the community. I want to make a positive impact. And what happens? He gets broken into. You know, right. One, he should have had better spirit. O'Shea, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, shout out to O'Shea. AfriPEANS are out here Africooning. That's right. They just don't know any better. They just can't help it. They got that African gene just running just all through them.
And so I say that to my African brother. I said, look, you guys got your head so far America's ass that you can see out as America's neighbor.
Right.
You know? They got their head so far America. I'm like, look, let me pull your head out of America's ass for a second. You know what I'm saying? You see over there across the Atlantic, right there, there's a whole vast continent. You know what I'm saying? A whole vast continent. Don't get comfortable inside this country because America's going to let you down. We've been down here. We've been down this road. Pioneer the continent for us. We need to be finally because, let me give you an example. The Chinese people, a Chinese person, right? I don't hear anything Asian has to say. They have soft landing places all over the globe. A Chinese person can go to Singapore. He can go to Taiwan. There's a Chinese well-developed community in Australia. He can go to San Francisco. He can go to Hong Kong. He can go to mainland China. There's business communities and all the stuff we complain. We need banks. We need infrastructure. We need everywhere he goes. There's high-speed trains. There's telecommunications. There's tall buildings. There's restaurant shops, everything like that. He just needs to pick out where he is and do business.
Right.
But we have Black people saying, look, we have a whole vast continent out there, and we still basically like, when are we going to build Africa to the point where we as African Americans and Africans in the West can go and live in any part of the African continent, and have something for ourselves, and also be able to, it only takes about us building together. I think the damage, we have to really, really assess the damage slavery. And I don't really think it was colonial. I think it was really the slave trade.
It was a slave trade.
It was a slave trade. And people always say, trying to equate colonial slave. No, not the same thing.
Your most talented people were sold.
Sold. You know what I'm saying? That's what destroyed Africa, the slave trade. It was the Atlantic. And funny enough is, most Africans don't know anything about the slave trade. That's what created a 400-year undermining process of negativity and negative growth and destruction. It was a slave trade. And until that is addressed, nothing's going to happen. And how are you going to address that when you have people over there in power who don't even, it's talking about a right to abode? I mean, I don't get it. I don't really get it. What is the fear about Black people in the West settling and building in Africa if we got skills and money to invest in the continent? What is the holdup? It saddens me. Why? Because it frustrates me. But I think I know the truth. But I think the times are getting better, and we're gonna keep doing what we're doing because, like I said, we have people out there. You got Big Dog Phil, you got Dr. Mumbi, and all these other people and everything, and people going to the continent. visiting kind of the BAO will be there next year. And the bottom line is this: we're going to keep doing what we're going to do, and we're doing things unorthodox. Like you did everything, Dinus, unorthodox. You know,
Right.
you go there, you ask the right questions at the right time. And don't be afraid to ask questions. You know, why? Why can't we do this? You know, why can't we do? Why don't we have businesses? Why we have black people sitting on mayorships in America? You got black people sitting on pension fund boards all over America. Why are we not investing in African infrastructure? Why are we not having sister city projects between different? Why are we having educational exchange programs and stuff like that together? Why are we not working together?
Right.
And then I tell people all the time. I said this to a lot of my African bros years ago. They're like, well, you know, when you guys talk about coming to Africa, you need to straighten up the inner city first. You heard that argument before, right?
Yes.
You know, why do you want to help Africa? You can't help Detroit. You know, a straw man argument.
Straw man.
Now, no one ever says that, well, black people have a higher standard of living than the people of Beijing, China. You know what I'm saying? You know, but no one ever says, well, why don't you straighten up Beijing? There's more poor Chinese people in China. You know what I'm saying? You know, and no one ever tells them, well, you got to do this before you come over here. Lebanon, what is freaking Lebanon? They still got terrorists, Hezbollah, and all stuff like that. But the Lebanese comes to Africa, he lives like a king, abuses African women. No one ever tells him, well, straighten up Lebanon before you come over here. So in other words, basically, before we could invest in Africa, we got to straighten up Chicago. Oh no, it's Chef Rob. Oh Lord. Oh no. Oh no, Chef Rob. Oh boy, I don't know what happened to Chef Rob, man. Please, Chef Rob, please do my ideas lately. Chef Rob, I know you were my first listener back in the days. I appreciate that, but please, your ideas were my ideas. Chef's my boy, man. You know, but you know, he's a little eccentric there, you know. But a good brother though. But the whole thing is this: we're held to a higher standard. Whoa, why don't you guys fix Detroit? Why don't you guys fix the gang problem and everything like that before you start talking about fixing or going over and investing in Africa? They'll say, okay, you know, but they don't say it to the white American. Well, why don't you fix the Appalachian region? You know what I'm saying? You know, why don't you fix the Rust Belt region in America before you? Nope, it's come on over. You're white. We got every kind of faith in you. Even though most whites that end up in Africa are usually incompetent. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
You know, then you never. Well, let me tell you something, Africans. If you don't listen to anything I say, you in Africa, you don't get the best and brightest when you come from white America. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You get their flunkies. You know, if you see somebody black, you know what I'm saying, because he really wants to be in Africa, he basically like that. You see a white person, it's because he couldn't get that job in Switzerland. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't get that job in Zurich or whatever like that he really wanted to be in. And so he had to take Africa, you know, because maybe he wasn't performing. So Africa is like the last thing, point of view that he had to take. So that's basically what it is. Thank you everybody for the support.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Look, let me tell you something. This is all made possible by Dinus Search for Uhuru. You know what I'm saying? He really put the BAIO really on the map. You know what I'm saying? We were doing this, you know, for 3 years. I've been around for 10 years, 12 years on the internet. The BAIO's been around for 3 years now. And really this last 6 months and everything have really, really put us out there. We're not going anywhere.
No,
you know, we're gonna see this thing through. Because people all over the globe are asking about, wow, you mean to tell me, yeah, we're the clearinghouse for an ideology that's let me tell you something. The idea that black people in America are victims of the transatlantic slave trade and that building a nation for ourselves, like either Liberia, Sierra Leone, the Congo, people don't know who George Washington Williams was. He was an African American from Pennsylvania who went to the Congo to build a Congo free state. If you don't know who he was, go watch the movie Tarzan with Samuel L. Jackson. That was supposed to be George Washington Williams. He was a real African American explorer to the Congo. in the 19th century. But I think in part of that movie they brought him in the 20th century. I think that was supposed to be the 20th century Tarzan. But George Washington Williams was a real person. He died though before his dream. But the thing is, we don't carry on his legacy. In addition, the idea that Black people in America should return and build Africa as a super state, as a powerhouse, is the oldest. Let me listen to this very carefully. Is the oldest idea, the first and the oldest ideology in Black America. Long before integration, long before we're gonna rise up and all this. Long before we're African Americans. Long before being a Black Power American, and I'm just an American Black conservative. Before you was a Black liberal and everything, the very oldest ideology is Black Pan-African nationalism, as being an African nationalist. That was the very first Africans who came to these shores. The first thing they thought, the first organization, the very first thing they thought was, with these Europeans here, they saw nothing but slavery and death for even back then. When there wasn't even that popular with the Europeans. They said that we're getting the worst of the worst with these whites in here. We have to learn to build colonies, and we have to return to our Africa and regain what we lost. You know what I'm saying? We have to end the slave trade, because if whites keep bringing people over here, they're going to get stronger, and Africa's going to be in peril. The Africans on the continent did not see the danger and what they were doing by bleeding the labor force out of Africa. The idea that we should go stop slavery, build Africa, and make Africa a world superpower and everything is the oldest ideology. Everybody else in the world realized their dreams. You know what I'm saying? The Russian czars realized their dreams, and they created Mother Russia. You know what I'm saying? The Otto von Bismarck, the Franco-Prussians, the British, you know what I'm saying? The Czechs, the United of Italy, the Franco of Spain, all these people, the French Revolution, all these things right here. Look at the Japanese Empire. All these men realized their dreams and built their empires up, and they didn't apologize for it. You know what I'm saying? The black man is still 400 years behind the rest of the world, but we're still sitting there trying to find our balls between our legs and saying what we could be doing. The problem is the black man needs to build the world of his own. What is your world, black man? Our world is the African continent, and we're in America are nothing but satellites of that great African state that's going to emerge one day.
Right.
That's it. If you don't believe in that, then you are a freaking traitor. You are a race traitor. Stay away from me. That's what's going to solve the problem. Nothing else. Not a damn thing else. Until we put Africa under one rule, not just one rule, one solid economic, social, and political entity that's controlled for the interests of black people. Let me say it again. Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Black Africans. You know what I'm saying? Not anybody Arab Africans, not other black people.
Yeah.
If you're a slave descendant, if you're an indigenous African, whatever like that, Africa is our responsibility together to build a continent. If you have interest in Africa, whether you own oil, whatever, that's not producing, your interest in Africa should be seized, taken. If you don't like it, get the hell off the damn continent. That's what it's going to come down to.
Right. But
we're too scared. We're terrified. Why is a country like Nigeria? But then again, Nigeria lets this little ragtag Boko Haram make a whole military unit abandon their posts. How the hell did that happen? And then my boy Dante says, just because Obama didn't give us the weapons. Make your own damn weapons, nigga. See, I'm glad you know what I'm going through, Dinus. Well, Obama, he didn't give us the weapons to fight Boko Haram. You want to let these ragtag knuckleheads make you punk you out? What the hell, you crazy? And then now I wonder why they don't have the balls to take over the BP and Shell oil fields. I thought Nigeria was this big, powerful country. Oh, don't mess with Nigeria. I don't believe this. You got to be kidding me. 200 million people, and these motherfuckers are bringing you abandon your damn post? Well, they didn't. Y'all didn't sell us no weapons.
On that note, brother Kyler, go ahead and close out. Go ahead and close out, brother. Go ahead and close out.
Yeah, folks. Let me tell you something, folks. It's been nice. We gotta do this more often. I gotta go out of town tomorrow. I would love to do another one, but I'm gonna be out of town tomorrow on business and everything like that. So I would love to do a show, but I ain't gonna be here. But the whole thing is, folks, the BAIO, we don't ask for much. We're not asking for much. All you have to do is join the BAO, join your local chapter, tell us what you do for a living. Sign up. We don't want no money. You know what I'm saying? Can we make it any easier? Look, the bottom line, this is not fantasy. You are black. You're going to live black and you're going to die black. You know what I'm saying? Get used to it. You ain't going to one day turn white. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're black, we're a dusty race of people. Hey, look, man, but it's like this. You can take the most dustiest race of people and say, look, I am what I am, and you can build from there. You know what I'm saying? I realize we're a dusty clown race of people, but I love my people. So let's just build from there. You know what I'm saying?
Colin,
you know what I'm saying?
Who's Chef Rob? You heard me?
Oh, yeah. Chef Rob. Why did I send this Negro link? You know what I'm saying? Rob's a clown. Rob, where were you at all the time? When you were locked up, I haven't heard from him in like 8 months. I think he was locked up. Were you locked up, Rob, or something? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, Lord have mercy. Freaking Chef Rob, man. My number one nemesis. Chef Rob. But Chef Rob's a good brother. But the bottom line is like this. Every time I'm doing something, he's supposed to have my back. But Chef Rob, he's there with his little blow dart guns. You know what I'm saying? He's with his blow dart guns shooting poison arrows at me. I'm like, Chef, we're on the same side. He's like, oh.
All right, brother. How can everybody reach you?
All right, go to the BAIO name site, social network site. Go to the social network and sign up. Tell us what you do. If you're black, let me say it again. If you're black, you know what I'm saying? If you're African American, if you're not African American, you're African. You believe in the African American cause. You believe that. Let me say this before we go. I've been doing some studies. I'm gonna end this here. Out of all the groups of black people in the Western Hemisphere, the African American have suffered the most. Why? Because we were always numerically outnumbered. You know what I'm saying? We psychologically have never had that taste of victory. I've studied this one island in the Caribbean who basically they were slaves and they kicked the whites out and they lived in harmony. That was a story in many of the islands in the Caribbean, stuff like that. We never had that story. So basically, the idea of black African Americans wanting to know what it's like to have territory that their people control. Psychologically, I think African Americans need that. You know what I'm saying? That's why we as African Americans are so adamant about having a nation state. You know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean thinking, oh, I don't think it's that big. Of course not. If you're from Jamaica, where the majority of people are black, of course you probably don't think that. But we, in 400 years, have never known anything but white power, white people tying our shoes for us. So therefore, it's in us to want to have a nation state of our own. I mean, I get that from my Haitian brothers and my Dominican, my other brothers right here. But us African Americans want to know what it's like to have a nation state of our own. That's why we push so hard for this. But join us at the BAIO. Go BAOAfricstan.org. That's BAIO AFI RIKSTAN.org and join the Ning site and everything. Tell us what you do and tell us what you tell us what you're about and tell us what your skill sets are. Join our local chapters, join our different groups like the STEM groups. We have STEM groups, we have land development groups, we have business groups, we have everything. And like I said, we have a conference call every 2 weeks. We're gonna start having them every week and everything like that. We have meetups, meet and greets and stuff like that. Pretty soon it's gonna grow to the point where we have meetup groups all the time. And the bottom line is the BAO to grow a think tank It's a growing family, and the whole end game is nationhood. We all believe in the idea of a nation state for our people and the unity and the global infrastructure pipeline of goods, services, and ideas and technology of Black people around the world. Just like everybody else has a global infrastructure, we're going to have a global infrastructure. That's what's going to free us. But anyway, but thanks for Dynas. Thanks for joining us and everything. Thanks for having us here. And thanks for helping the BAIO.
No problem, brother. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. If you super chatted me tonight, please email me. Search for uhuru@gmail.com. I will send you a postcard. So shoot me email and I will send you a postcard. Email me your address and I'll send them out. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you go to Search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Make sure you join the BIO name site as well. Once again, family, till next time, I'll be back on tomorrow. Peace.
Peace, man.